Welcome to Laces Untied with me, Liv.
And me, Ellie.
The concept of our show is to shine a light on all the women who work within women's football and aim to give it more visibility.
So yeah, we want to create an inclusive environment, build a community, and just generally get to know people that are doing amazing things in the women's game, basically. And hopefully get some really cool people on our pod.
So our first episode is just going to be us introducing ourselves and how we managed to get to this point now. And yeah, just to make our little community grow a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. We want this podcast to be a place where we can connect with you guys, connect with the audience, and just for it to be an interactive space, really. Like, we want you guys to be on our journey and sort of just go through all of this with us.
We are so excited to be collaborating with our friend Connor, who created and owns Football Her.
His inspiration actually came from, he's got 2 young daughters who he took along to the Euros back in 2022, and he realised there wasn't any sort of streetwear clothing for them to wear, so he was like, do you know what, I'm going to start my own brand, and the stuff that he's mocked up already looks insane. We're really excited about it, and huge shout out to Connor, because he's really helped us get this started, and we can't wait for the clothes to come out.
Well, as soon as they drop, I'm getting them.
Yeah.
Credit card out, I'm getting them.
Company cards.
Company card, getting them.
Bash. So, to start with, Liv.
Yeah.
How did you get into women's football?
Well, I didn't really get into women's football until quite recently. I'm from a small town, and the only... Why is that funny?
Just a small town.
I'm just a girl. Basically, I never played football until recently. There was no teams. There was no... I don't think there's actually any, like, clubs on the like where I live. It's mainly outside of the town that I live. The main sport on the island is golf, so I grew up playing that.
Which she's very good at, by the way.
Listen, if you want to go to the driving range,
so
let me in there. No, but I used to play that, and there was like a couple like of us as we had our little group of mates. We'd go out play golf. That was what I was used to. So women's football, I'd see it if it was ever on the TV at that point. It was never really showcased the way that it is now, which is great. But yeah, I went to a few games with my dad at Fratton Park, but obviously because it was we went to the men's games, because women's games at that point.
Who plays at Fratton Park? Just to let everyone know.
Pompey Women, which are now promoted to the Championship.
Yeah, amazing.
So next season, I will be living at Fratton Park. But yeah, no, obviously I don't think they even had a women's team at that point. So yeah, I'd go to games, watch them there, but obviously because it was a men's game, it was male-dominated crowd, and I was a very, very shy kid. So go into games like that, which
never believe
you wouldn't believe, I actually really was. I was really self-conscious and just didn't have any confidence. So going to those types of games was really scary. So I'd go, didn't enjoy it, and I ended up going to like a few soccer aid games and whatnot. So it was very loosely following football. And then basically I just found like BTS clips of like the Lionesses or US Women's National Team. I used to watch their vlogs. They didn't have a massive media page at that point. We're talking like 2012, 2013, when women's football was just starting to pick up, I guess. So I just started following their media, and then obviously watched the Euros, went travelling to Australia.
You went travelling?
I went travelling, guys, and if you didn't know, I went to Australia.
She's not actually mentioned that ever.
I mention it all the time. It's my own personality trait. But yeah, I went there, and I was actually in New Zealand the time that the US Women's National Team was playing, and I just saw how accessible their team was and how it's just such a different fan culture for women's football compared to men's. It's so much more accessible. It's so much more, what's the word? It's just
a lot more friendly, isn't it? It's less hostile.
It's
not that men's football is hostile, but it's just a completely different experience.
Yeah, it's just a bit more friendly, I'd say, open.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just started following basically their media pages and getting in it through that. Now I play for a team, play for Bedhampton, up the village. But it's just a great community of girls. It's helped me with my confidence, finding myself, coming out. That was fun. But thanks. Couldn't have done it without you.
And it's Pride Month.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that.
I couldn't have done it.
Getting hot now. That's really sweet.
But to wrap it up, basically, I just started following it through media pages and everything, and then now I've got the opportunity to play, which if I was a young girl now, I would be absolutely lapping it up. I would be head to toe women's football fan as I am now. But yeah.
Look at you.
Look at me. Football. But yeah, how did you get into it all then?
I suppose I've got quite a different experience in a way. I grew up literally was born into like a Chelsea mad family. I've got 2 brothers, and I'd always play with them out on the green. Like, we'd be out there until it was dark. I just played with my brothers and the playground. Like, at primary school, I was just playing with all the boys. I was the only girl. But I think when you're younger, you don't really care.
I feel like you're a bit naive to it when you're younger. You
Absolutely,
don't really see...
yeah. And everyone just knew me as like the girl that just like played football. Like, that was my whole personality.
It was always accepted. It wasn't...
No, it was always accepted. It was always accepted. But then it was also a thing of like, oh my God, she's like quite good for a girl sort of thing. It was that sort of narrative, which I didn't mind. Like, I liked it. I was like, yeah, gas me up.
Yeah, but also...
but actually wasn't that good. But yeah, so primary school, it was like sweet. It was really fun. But then obviously when you get into secondary school, you start caring about like what you look like and what people think and stuff like that, which is only normal. It's obviously like the puberty years and stuff like that. I was a little bit more conscious about playing at lunchtime. But yeah, I remember when I was in year 6, I joined a girls' football team, which I literally loved so much. It was just like the best. And at that time as well, bearing in mind I'm 28 years old, so this is what, almost 20 years ago. And it was
you've just aged yourself there. That.
Yeah, but like at the time, it was just really unheard of. So yeah, I played there for a year, and the team folded because everyone went to secondary school, and like all the girls like just didn't really care that much. So I was gutted. And then when I was about 19, I got into Crystal Palace Academy because they just had open trials, and I was there for about 4 years. And I absolutely loved it. Like, we had a couple of really successful years, and the environment was really good. My teammates were amazing. My coaches were amazing. And yeah, I just fell in love with it from there. But yeah,
now you're here.
And now I'm here. I'm sat.
I'm sat. Brilliant.
Yeah. Now that we've
established
our
journeys,
how we got into women's football initially, because there's still so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
Content creation, Liv. How did you get into it, and what made you start?
What a question. It's almost as if you wrote that question.
It's almost as if I've got it written down right here.
How did I just started making TikToks, and then one day I received a wave from this girl on TikTok, and
it was an accident. I accidentally nudged her.
Right, without that wave we wouldn't be here.
That is true. So thank God
for that wave,
for that finger
emoji. Finger slip. Right. So yeah, basically I started doing that, started making TikToks, also started Girls United on Instagram because there wasn't many women's football.
Is that what you've got on your mug, by the way?
That's what I got here, guys.
Is that it there? Girls United FC?
It's very nice.
If you don't follow them, follow them.
Follow them. So I thought if I can create my own outlet to sort of drive a bit more narrative to women's football and the lower leagues as well, anything to help the cause of, creating more space in women's football for everyone. I've always known that the dream was to work for a football club. Always wanted to, I thought honestly I'd go into coaching, but I think I prefer the social media side of it, the editing, the creating videos, the more creative side of it all. So I think, I just got into it just by making silly videos on TikTok. Yeah. That is literally it. But
I think that's how anyone starts, really. Essentially, just get your own stuff out there and just
honestly just do it. Like, it's anyone that is thinking about making videos on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, if you think you're going to be silly or look silly, just look at us. Like, we're here.
We're silly.
We are so silly. But yeah, no, honestly, it's just press that button, go record, because it can make so many opportunities for you.
Yeah.
But were you similar or not? You didn't have the same...
Well, the thing is, I've always been involved in football in whatever capacity. So obviously I was a massive fan of football since I was born, basically. Always played, and then I spent a lot of years coaching. I spent almost 10 years coaching, really, which I absolutely loved, and I definitely want to get back into at some stage. What was the question again?
How did you get into content creation?
So when I was at Palace, I saw this thing on Twitter that was advertising this new reality series. I'd actually really recommend it. It's on ITVX, Ultimate Goal. There's 2 seasons. I was on the first season, and it was essentially like a 2-week thing at St George's Park where you play and train like a professional footballer, and you just get the opportunity to play in front of lots of scouts at the end. It was honestly life-changing experience because not only just like for the football side of things and the sort of exposure and opportunities it provided for me, but we spent a lot of time sort of getting to know each other as players, and we just looked like beyond football. Go and watch it. I'm not going to spoil any of it, but
I did cry when I watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I cried on telly, so I mean,
Content.
No, but some of the stuff's really emotional and it was really life-changing. But anyway, long story short, that was sort of my first taste of sort of production in a sense. So I just kept in touch with the people, the production company and stuff like that. But from the show, I went and played in Spain. I've not actually mentioned that.
Have you played in Spain before? I didn't know that.
Brilliant. So I played in Spain for a year, sort of through Ultimate Goal. And then knowing I was coming back here, I just got in touch with the people at TNT Sports now. And I ended up getting a job as a production runner. And that's sort of how it all started for me, sort of in the media side. I absolutely loved it. I was essentially just making teas and coffees, but I was, in the room with like amazing people, and I just realised that I just wanted to be in that environment and that I loved it and I could see myself being successful. I'm at a company now as a researcher at Buzz 16, which I absolutely love. Like, I've got such an amazing job. And yeah, I just thought all the things that I'm doing with Buzz and what I've sort of experienced so far, I just think people deserve to see it. Like, if I was younger and I saw an older woman, I suppose, someone that they could see,
old lady,
but someone that they could see like doing a job that looked accessible and like was achievable, then I think I definitely would have known what I wanted to do a lot earlier. But I love it. And then it was only a few months ago, I literally put up a TikTok. Well, I started putting up TikToks, just like silly ones, and it really aligns with what I do at Buzz. So, and like, look at us now. Like, we've been doing work for DAZN. We've been following the Women's Champions League, and it's like now we're sat here. It
is actually mad.
Yeah.
So grateful for it all.
Yeah.
What inspired us to start a podcast?
Well, it was your idea.
Like
it's your idea, Liv.
Right.
This is Liv's podcast, by the way. She's actually my boss.
No, it's not. Right. Actually, that is so true. No. Basically, I've always wanted to have my own podcast. When I first came up with this idea, I wanted it to be a Girls United podcast. So I thought that could be another avenue to grow that account, gain more people, and then obviously make Girls United its own business, take that full time. But then I was like, actually, no, do you know what? Let's have it as our own.
Yeah. Laces Untied.
Which Ellie actually funny story about that, actually.
Yeah, can we just tell everyone that it was my whole idea?
It was Ellie's idea, Laces Untied, and the first time you showed me that, I went, I don't really understand why it'd be Laces United. Like, I don't really know why Laces would be United. It
Everyone
doesn't really
thinks it's United.
Go. Everyone reads it as Laces United.
Yeah, even our sound engineer Lewis behind the camera literally thought it was Laces United. But
so cheers.
Cheers everyone. But it's a talking point.
It is. And do you know what? You've actually smashed that name. Laces Untied.
Yeah,
it's
and
great.
Also, with this logo, we sort of like came up with an idea where obviously the laces are incorporated. We wanted it to be like a bit of bubble writing, something quite friendly and cute. But shout out to Chloe, who designed this logo.
Yes.
We absolutely love it so much. We think it's insane. And yeah, basically Chloe and Holly, big shout out to you two, because you've really, really helped bring our vision to life.
And I'm so sorry about how many changes you had to make. We made a lot. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys so much for doing that.
But yeah, so essentially it was your idea to start a podcast. I was obviously on board straight away. It's never something I've thought about, to be honest, but it just makes sense. I think with what we're doing and like the friendship we've built, I think to bring a sort of more personable side to football, really. And hopefully we can sort of bring you guys closer to whatever guests we have on here, hopefully.
Stay tuned.
Exciting. What are your aspirations for the pod, Liv?
I think if anything, we just want girls to watch the podcast. And boys as well, sorry. To follow along and just see all the different guests that we're going to have. Some of them are professional footballers, some of them are semi-pros, some of them are managers. Just to see it and to know that you have that option to work within that industry, regardless of your background, regardless of anything. So really it's just to open that door for anyone to be inspired by it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, like we don't just want, I mean, as much as we'd love to have, the WSL players on here, which obviously is a bit of a stretch at the moment, hopefully we can establish ourselves, but we want to talk to players that are in the Championship, in the National League, anyone that's working within women's football that are doing amazing things and that have just pushed the sport really, because I think they deserve to be championed, and we just want to inspire people and create a community, I suppose, because women's football is such a safe space and it's such a lovely environment to be in that I think we just want to promote that essentially and just create a nice little
community
being the words. Oh, it's fun, isn't it?
Funny. God, do you know what? I quite like this.
I quite enjoy this.
It's quite fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
What else did we have in the bank?
there's so many names and personalities within men's football doing amazing things that have created a community and a massive fan base, and women's football just doesn't have that yet. And I think it needs it, because they're the kind of people that bring the fans closer to the players and the sport.
There's so many different ways we can help promote the game, help girls and boys get into football, and there's so many directions we can take it that I think it's really exciting.
Should we get our little Q&As out?
Oh yeah,
so another massive thing that me and Liv want to do, right? We want to just get you guys involved as much as possible.
So we asked you guys to send in your questions that you wanted us to answer on the pod, but we asked you to send them in voice notes.
Hi, I'm Lamiz from South Africa, and I wanted to know what's been your favourite football moment so far.
Okay, favourite football moment so far?
South Africa, by the way.
South Africa. Shout out to South Africa.
Mental. When I was on the way to Chelsea game with you, Chelsea versus Bristol, Man City, Stina Blackstenius, proper Chelsea.
Love you.
Scored 2 goals in the last minute, and then we went and beat Bristol City 8-0.
Yeah.
That was just insane. And then obviously we won the league and beat Man U, what was it? 6-0? 5-0? I can't remember.
I don't think I was there.
Oh my God, you were sat right next to me.
I don't support that.
So yeah, probably the title race this season for me, but there's just been so many.
My favourite football moment, the first time I got a media pass was at the Arsenal-Reading game. Leah Williamson made her Arsenal return to the pitch after her ACL.
Mad.
So that was probably a core moment for me, not necessarily for the game, but for me that was honestly surreal to experience her coming back on the pitch and being so close to the players then. So yeah, that was my favourite moment.
That's insane. I've actually just spilt more water on my top.
Right, do you want a bib? Because for the age you are, you shouldn't be spilling water on yourself. Right.
Just following on from that,
yeah,
I actually witnessed Leah Williamson's first senior goal for Arsenal back in 2014, Conti Cup against Millwall Lionesses.
That's crazy.
That was probably my first proper experience of going to a women's game.
Really?
Like top level women's game, yeah.
What was the crowd like in 2014?
Probably not 75 people there.
Mad.
Yeah.
Compared
Leah
to
Williamson, Rachel Yankee, Kelly Smith.
Absolute goats. Another question.
Hey guys, it's Ali here. Firstly, huge congrats on the pod. I'm very, very excited. I had a quick question I was hoping you guys would answer. I was just wanting to learn more about how both of you got into content creation. P.S. I love you both.
Mate, she is so cute. Love you, Ali. Also, your accent is gorgeous.
I love an Irish accent.
Oh, it's unreal. Irish people are just 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I've never met an Irish person that...
Do you know, I feel like they've got their accent that they know is quite nice, so they're just cool people.
Anyway, let's answer the question.
Sorry, let's stop that.
How do we get into it? I feel like we've sort of answered that question, haven't we?
We just posted random videos and I think it's having the consistency of posting once or twice a day, replying to comments, liking comments, creating your own little community. But yeah, it's just staying consistent really. Yeah. And if you want to do it, just do it, because you've got nothing to lose really.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another massive thing for us, isn't it? Like interacting with you guys as much as possible. Like I'll always reply to all of the comments. I just think I think it's really important to make people feel seen and feel special. So
definitely.
And we appreciate you guys just as much as you appreciate us. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ali.
Thank you, Ali. Question. Hopefully I'll see you at an Arsenal game in the new season.
Yeah. Next question, boss.
Hi, my name is Maisie. I'm from London. And what are the next steps that you think need to be taken to help the women's game progress more?
Investment.
Yeah.
Investment is the biggest thing. People need to invest in the women's game, trust it, believe in it, and if you put money into it, the audience is there. The demand for it is there. Just put money behind the clubs and the players, give them a better experience. And
I mean, it's like, sorry to jump in there, but
you can jump in.
Thanks.
Go on.
It's like Portsmouth Women. They've only just they've got promoted to the Championship.
Yeah.
They're now a fully professional team going full time. That comes from investment into the Championship, into the WSL. It all trickles down. The more visibility you give it, the more attendance will go up.
And even just us doing this and like you guys putting content out, just the more exposure, the better. So
that's what I mean. Honestly, guys, make videos, because I think without people putting videos out there for women's football, it honestly reaches a new audience and more people will get on board with it.
Hi Ellie and Liv, it's Beth here from Leeds. First of all, a big congratulations on the podcast. You're both doing absolutely amazing. My question is, did you both know that you wanted to work within the football industry? Obviously, women's football has only begun growing in popularity over the last few years. But when did you realise it could become a job, or is there anything you both wanted to do from a young age before you ended up where you are today? Yeah, that's it. Lots of love. Thanks, girls.
Oh, Beth,
Everyone's
she's
just so
cute,
nice.
man.
I love it. Yeah, I think I've always known that I wanted to work within maybe not football but sports. I've always loved sports, always been really sporty.
It's all right, sporty spice.
Drink every time I say sport. But yeah, I think I've always wanted to work within a football club as well. When you see it, you can be it. So yeah, I think I do. I have always wanted to work within football.
Yeah, that's lovely, Liv. Yeah, I've always known that I've wanted to be involved in football, work in it, whatever. I always thought I was going to be a coach because I did that straight after I finished school. Just got into coaching, absolutely loved it. Like I say, I'd definitely go back to it because there wasn't any female coaches either. So I think that's really important to progress the women's game. But yeah, I just always knew I wanted to work in football. And then as soon as I got a taste of the sort of the media side of things and production, I just fell in love with it even more, and I just think it's really exciting, it's really cool, and there's plenty of opportunity, hopefully. So yeah. I guess we've always sort of known in the back of our minds, haven't we?
I think when you're younger you don't really think about what job you want to have, but obviously secondary school I always used to panic about what I wanted to do.
Oh mate, yeah.
So then, you know, I used to be like, oh my god, I'm 16, I need to have my life together. You're 16.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in panicking.
And also, can I just say, if you don't know what you want to do, I think that's a good thing. Like, you don't need to know what you want to do. You could be a doctor for 30 years and suddenly change your mind. Like, it's never too late. Like, I'm 28 and I've only just sort of found my feet in terms of like a career or a job. But the thing is as well, I've had so many different jobs. I've honestly, name a job, I've done it. And I've not necessarily wanted to follow them as a career path, but all the skills that I've learned from having those different jobs, and it's really made me who I am, and it's built character, built a bit of personality. And if I didn't do all them jobs, I wouldn't be half as good as my actual job now, or you know what I want to succeed in the future. So if you don't know what you want to do and you're stuck in school and you're stressing about it, don't stress about it. Just follow your feet. Honestly, no job is a bad experience because you can always take some sort of skill set or something positive away from it. And essentially, I think your path's already written out for you. So just trust the process.
Don't stress. You guys have got this.
Yeah.
I think that concludes our.
Is that all the Q&A questions?
Let me just have a little scroll. Talk amongst yourselves.
I think it is.
I think
it is. Thank you so much for your questions, guys. Honestly, the reaction from us for announcing our pod was insane.
Well, we cried. Well, as you guys saw, we cried a lot when we first.
We literally just cried
because I think we didn't understand that we. Yeah. I don't think we saw all the. What's the word? The support we had. Yeah. We thought we have our regular, friends that we've made online that support us and everything, but it's not until we put that out there that we were having our own podcast that we saw the outpouring for it.
Which just shows the demand for it, right?
Which exactly
as well.
It's just another it was just crazy. So yeah, we really do appreciate it because again, without you guys watching this, there wouldn't be any point in being there. This 100%. Wouldn't be a thing without you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Also, shout out to Maisie, by the way. Maisie, who asked us a question earlier. Oh yeah. She made us these bracelets. She's a legend. Up the shelves.
Up the Girls United.
Shall we end on a little inspirational send-off we usually do?
Go on then. Go on then. Take the floor.
It's quite emotional, isn't it?
Oh, don't cry again.
How are we sat here?
In all honesty, appreciate you guys so much. Just a massive thank you, really. To think that we've only been making videos for 3 months? Solidly 3 months, probably, if that. Mental. And we've now come this far with the support of you guys. It's crazy. So yeah, I think if anything, just a massive thank you. And if I had to give you one piece of advice, just be you. Don't be scared to be yourself because be you.
For sure. And like we say, who you guys want to see on here with us, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, all that jazz. This is our first episode, so we'll probably look back on this in a few years' time and be like, what on earth
I know
was that?
Yeah.
We don't actually know what we're doing, but we're just going for it, and I think you know, we were quite nervous today, weren't we,
I
Liv?
was really nervous.
We were quite nervous, and I think when you're a little bit nervous and excited, and it's a bit out of your comfort zone, I think that's exactly when you need to take the jump.
Yeah. We just went through the motions a little bit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So yeah, I think just keep following your dreams, keep supporting women's football, keep interacting, and hopefully we can build a lovely community where you guys can connect with each other. And yeah, just look how far women's football has come. It's just crazy, isn't it?
It's absolutely amazing.
So yeah, love you guys. We will be back for episode 2.
See you then.
See you then. Bash.
Bash.
Sick.